Back now to the major announcement from L.A. Mayor Karen Bass on rebuilding.
Austin Westfall, he's live to tell us what was unveiled, and you got some questions in to the mayor today. Austin?
That's right. The way they described it today is that there's an A to a Z. Right now, we're at A, and they're hoping B and C are coming soon, but they couldn't get much more specific than that. As you mentioned, though, Steve Soboroff, he is going to be the new Chief Recovery Officer. He's a real estate developer and longtime civic leader who was the driving force behind the Staples Center. He was also the police commissioner for 10 years. At one point, I did ask Mayor Bass about an Associated Press review. They just put this out, and they say that homes were already burning and roads were already congested by the time that the first evacuation order was sent out. Mayor Bass, instead of directly answering my question, having a fire captain do it instead.
I don't have the specifics on exactly what time the first evacuation order came out, but what I can say is when an incident first breaks, it takes some time for us to get our first resources on scene, evaluate the situation, look at maps, determine which areas need to be evacuated.
Now, the fire captain did give a lengthy response to explain why the evacuation orders happened the way they did, but eventually Soboroff butting in with this point.
Wait a second. We got to move forward so people can get back in their homes and back in the parks and back in their churches. The worst thing you can do is spend all kinds of time and energy away from making things better in the future than just looking at the past.
Soboroff was asked if the population density needs to be decreased in the Palisades. He said that they don't need to rethink the Palisades. They need to rebuild the Palisades. And speaking of the future, Mayor Bass says that some of those residents that have not been repopulated yet, they may be in for a longer wait. They say that there are hazardous materials in some of those zones, like oil leaks and battery leaks.